All right, here's a quick tutorial on how to use binomial PDF and CDF commands to get a probability. I went with these problems from class where we already have some numbers. So this is, you're taking a quiz. There's 3 possible answers for each question. There's 2/3 chance you're right and 1/3 chance you're wrong on each question. If you take a 5-question quiz, what's the chances you get none right? Well, this tells me it's 0.132. But on the calculator, this is binomial. There's exactly 2 possible outcomes. You can either be correct or incorrect. That's a fixed, each trial is exactly 2 complementary outcomes, right or wrong, that's it. And there's a fixed number of independent trials. Fixed number is, I know there's going to be 5 questions. That's the fixed number. And independent means how I do on one doesn't change my chances of doing better on the other. I'm completely clueless. So on the calculator, it's menu, probability. And this is called the binomial distribution, so it's under distributions. And the 2 binomial commands you're going to need are binomial PDF and CDF. I know there's others, I've never used them. So binomial PDF is you want to find the probability x is equal to something. What's the probability x is equal to 0 that I get 0 right? Binomial PDF, it asks you how many trials. That's one of the things you have to know to use binomial. There are 5 trials. The probability of success. If you guess at random out of 3 choices, always, sometimes, never, the chances of being correct are 1 in 3. It says x value is optional. I'll show you what happens without that in a minute, but what I want to know is the chances of 0 being correct. So 0 correct. And then I say okay, and it says, oh, 0.131687, that number right there. You can even, to get a fraction out of it, go to number and approximate to fraction. Ooh, yeah, that's not the same because it's only an approximation. There. So I guess that didn't work especially well. If you want to know chances of getting 3 correct, that's menu, probability, distributions, binomial PDF. And then you do the same thing. 5 trials, chances of being right are 1/3. You want to get 3 correct. There. So 3 correct is over here, 0.165, see? The other command that's there that's going to be useful is binomial CDF. The C is for cumulative, if you want to accumulate successes. So that's the question we asked in class. What's the chances you get at least 3 questions right and therefore get at least a 60%? Probability, distributions, and instead of PDF, it's CDF. And you can just type the letter if you know what it is. That's binomial CDF. How many trials? Probability of success. Those are unchanged. And then lower and upper bound. What's the least number of successes and the most number of successes you want to consider? Well, I want to get at least 3 right. So that's 3 or 4 or 5. So the upper bound is 5. And then I say okay, and it says 0.209877, or what we figured out in class, what was that? Nope. 51 out of 243. There you go, same answer. So binomial PDF and binomial CDF are the commands. This is where you find them. N is the number of trials. P is the probability of success on 1 trial. And X is the number of successes you want. The one it said was optional in the PDF. I said I would show you what happened if you didn't put that in. Let me try it. Menu, probability, distributions, binomial PDF, 5 trials, 1/3 probability of success, 1/3. And what if we leave that out? What we get is a list of the trials. If you had 0 successes, 1 success, 2 successes, 3 successes, 4 successes, or 5 successes. It'll give you all of them at once. If there's a relatively small number of these, that's probably okay. Like, it's not too much to scroll. But if there's, let's see, 10 instead of 5, it starts to get oppressive to try to scroll through. There's just too many things to see. There's more than one full screen of them. 2, 3, 4. So there's just too much to look at. So I would suggest that you want to put in the number of successes at the end. Hope that helps you. We'll see it again more in class.